Your back is bothering you, especially on one side, upper back, lower back. I am Roland Liebscher Bracht, and I will explain to you how this happens. Joanna will show you the exercises you can do to get rid of it. First of all, how can they arise, specifically in the upper back and lower back? Let's start at the bottom. That is much more common. Most pain in the lower back area arises from sitting too much without balancing it out. Always in the position the front becomes too short. The human wants to stand up, has to pull up, the back tightens, war between front and back, tensions always increase. And as a result, lower back pain occurs. And when that happens, only on one side if you feel it mainly here or mainly here. Then you simply have different stresses in your everyday life, you have different leg positions, you may sleep in an uncomfortable position. For us, it doesn't matter where it comes from, we just balance it out. In the upper area, it is almost identical. There the pain usually comes from having our arms always in front. And when we have our arms in front, the chest muscles and the associated fascia shorten here, which means more work for the muscles in the back. Until they start to burn or the brain warns, there is too much pressure and that can lead to excessive wear. And accordingly, we simply do the exercises in such a way that what is too short is too tightly stretched, so that it is stretched and loosened, and then most of the pain goes away on its own. Joanna, let's first go into the prone position, please, or in crawling position, okay? We start by stretching the area of the hip flexors and abdominals. You can do this on the mat. As Joanna demonstrates, get down on all fours. And then with the hands approximately one hand length further forward, yes, and you can also take the hands a little bit outward. Then it is usually more comfortable, and now go up here with your back. Make a cat hump. Above all in the lower back, stay like this, and now you go down with the groins leading the way, increasingly downwards. Very slowly, and now you have to feel your way in when it starts to pull. It may be that on the side where you have your pain, there is more tension, observe that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. And then you let yourself hang as far as possible, and everyone has their own angle. One hangs here, the other there, the next one even a bit deeper. Practice right there at the spot where you notice your stretching. You notice it in the groins, upper end, thighs, hip joint, maybe in the abdomen, and it can even radiate into the back. And this stretching must be of such intensity that you can just bear it well. Whether here, there, or even deeper, you must perceive the stretching pain just as a pleasant pain. And you do this for 2 minutes, gradually increasing, and then come back up afterwards, balance it out a bit, and then there may already be a difference. Go back up, please, on all fours again, and now move one leg forward, stand upright, kneel, and place the leg there. And now we have to look, the exercise we just did, that was the same for both sides. We assume now that Joanna or you have the pain on the right side. Also on the right side in the lower back, then you would, as Joanna shows, stand like this, kneeling on the right knee if the right knee is too sensitive. Then put a pillow or cushion or something underneath so that you feel more comfortable, and place the other leg forward. If you are experiencing balance problems, then place a chair next to you and simply hold on to the chair with one hand. This is the basic position. And then it's about adjusting the pelvis correctly. What do I mean by that? You should be in as little of a hollow back position as possible, or ideally not at all. Now arch your lower back, Joanna, that's it, and come out of the arch. Once the curvature is inward here and once it is straight. Just like that, as straight as it is, that's how you should stay, and then you might also notice more the pull here over the right side. And now go very carefully forward, but pull in your navel so that the pelvis, but not the trunk, moves forward, but the pelvis pushes forward. Belly button pulls in, pelvis shifts forward without arching the lower back. That is not so easy. I will explain it, Joanna, and you do it exactly as I explain it. Pull in the belly button so that the pelvis remains in the same position. Now focus on ensuring that the pelvis does not tilt forward while moving the pelvis forward. Let it stand exactly like that, and then you'll notice it's much less effective, and it pulls directly into the right groin. Can you feel it?
Yes.
And this is the stretch that we need now for the hip flexor. You also do this for 2 to 2.5 minutes, and if you have the problem on the left side, then you position your legs the other way around. So now we continue and go back to the wall. Joanna, stand up and please stand in front of the wall. Now we will make the exercise that we just did on the mat more practical for everyday training on the wall. Take both hands about this far apart, then move a little closer. You should keep the distance to the wall in such a way that the elbows are slightly bent. They don't have to be exactly 90 degrees, always slightly bent. The feet a little further apart, standing about shoulder width apart, nice and stable. And now you do the same with the pelvis as you just did in the exercise on the mat. Pull in your navel and come out of the hollow back. Yes. And now you push your groins forward but keep the pelvis in place. Do not push the abdomen forward, push the groins forward. Yes. Do you notice the difference? Yes. Push the groins forward, and as the groins move forward, you can push your torso back overall, but try not to give in here, but rather give in at the hip joints. So that you do not press yourself too much into the hollow back, which is not bad, but then you are avoiding the stretching. Also push the navel forward. One could also say push the pubic bone forward, because that is approximately the level of the groin. There must be a point where you arch your back backwards. And also, if you can stand it, you can go even further in. You can also let your head fall back even more. And this corresponds to the exercise on the floor, but is faster to perform on the wall. And then you can slowly come back up, and we go back on the mat. Joanna, please sit down again, feet over there, and slide a little further up here in the front. So, now you bend your right knee and place the right lower leg sideways next to you towards the back. Jawohl, jawohl, jawohl. So, and now there are different situations. Situation number 1, you are so tight here in the ankle that it already hurts. That means the foot would rather stand like this. That's not bad. Just leave it like that and go as far down with your heel as you can tolerate it. And number 2, you approach with your right buttock towards the right heel. Attention now, Joanna has practically dislocated herself. You shouldn't do that. She is flexible enough, yes, but you should rather go up and lean to the left. Exactly. And now try to go there with your buttocks and not to go on the floor. So you try to bring your buttocks as close as possible to the heel. Exactly. And now it may be that the distance for you, because you are less flexible, is much greater, which is also not bad. Go out again, show the larger distance again. It may also be that you have your foot positioned like this now. You just have to make sure that when you stretch, you don't push the foot to the right and then slip away. So you need a mat that sticks a little, where you get stuck a little if it's too steep. The closer you get with your buttocks to the foot, the less of a problem it is. Go higher again, yes. Assuming you come like this, yes, but don't sit next to the foot, because then you'll get a shearing force on the knee. So you always have to make sure that the line from the buttocks lands on the heel. This means your buttocks must move even further towards your heel, so until you almost sit on it. When you are close, you sit on it just to make it clear. And if you don't get so close, lean more to the left, then you are more like that. But you may be able to recognize what I mean, that the heel is always below the buttocks, so that the leg stays in line and does not get such an acute angle here. Okay? So, assuming this is now your position, then you stay like that. And the third thing you do is pull in your navel, support yourself with your hands behind you, and move your pelvis back together. Yes, you form the pelvis, and then you notice here how the stretching occurs. And you do this as far back as the thigh can still bear it. Not quite easy, this exercise, but super efficient. You can always look at it again until you get the right position. In the next exercise, you will lie on your stomach, and now the goal is to bring your heel as close as possible to your buttocks. This will probably be significantly less possible for you, and therefore you will probably not be able to achieve what Joanna may be able to do. Grab your foot. Yes? You have to be quite flexible for that. If you are not and you cannot reach it, then you have to take something, a towel, a belt, or our loop, and practically pull yourself forward like that. Take the hand here and put it in here. Sit down on the floor, yes, and then go down, and then you always move further out of the situation with your hand forward and your heel towards your buttocks. And that also stretches everything. You feel the stretching in the thigh, in the groin, up into the back, maybe in the hip joint, all these areas. If you notice that the stretching here is too limited, you must, I forgot to mention, be firmly on the ground with the groin. Many who are not flexible there start bending their hip and avoid the stretch there. So you have to make sure that your groin is fully on the ground. It must lie correctly, so to speak. Yes. If you notice that you can tolerate even more stretching, then you can support your knee with our roller or with a few books or a cushion that is a bit firm. And then practically pull the foot forward while the groin stays down, and then you may also notice that there is more tension, there is more stretching. In any case, do that for 2 minutes as well, okay? You do that for 2 minutes like with the other exercises. The 2 minutes are always exactly the time that is long enough for a nice stretch to happen. At the same time, it's not too long and neither a waste of time. Maybe you notice that all the exercises here in the front have reduced the tension. And this is also important, to have different approaches, different exercises. You will then notice in yourself which one is the one that has the most effects, and you should then focus on that one. But the selection is wonderful because then you will definitely find the right thing for you. And now we continue and move into the reactive tensions, as I explained earlier, which have occurred in the back and buttocks area and later also in the upper thoracic spine area. So now we come to the next part, which is the knee movement. That means you sit down like Joanna, legs first straight, and then bend both knees at a 90-degree angle. Okay, a little more, 90 degrees. So then you let the knees fall outwards as far as possible, let them fall outwards, and bring the soles of the feet as close together as possible. Okay? Joanna can do that. If you can't, it's not a problem. Assuming you are much less flexible and can only reach here, you would touch your knees and pull yourself forward at the knees. Or you reach for your tibia and eventually you are at the front of the feet. Or you would take the loop that we had just used and you would simply keep pulling yourself forward with the loop. Now reach forward, no matter what position you are in, to close beautifully the feet so that you have a firm grip. And now it's about pulling you down. Pull the torso down as far as possible. Yes? Now you already noticed Joanna is right down there. The arms are strongly bent. If this is the case a little or even more with you, then you move your buttocks backwards. Joanna, walk on the buttocks, always shifting the weight from left to right, always further back so that the legs stretch more. Exactly. Then at some point you will notice that you can still reach the feet, but the arms are more stretched out.
Yes.
And this is a much better pulling position because you have more strength there than when they are already bent like that. Yes, now try it now. Yes, but that is also not a problem for you because you are very flexible.
But it pulls.
In any case, does it pull enough? Where does it pull?
It pulls here.
In the leg area?
Yes, definitely.
So she is currently showing the inside of her thigh. Is it already pulling in the back? It also pulls slightly in the back, yes. Slightly in the back because you are very flexible. You can move further back with your buttocks. Go further back. And you do the same at home, right? You hit exactly the point where you realize, oh, no more is possible. Now try again. Yes, yes. Now it probably starts to pull in the lower back.
Yes.
And that is wonderful, and because you have one-sided back pain, I am pretty sure that it pulls more on the side where you have the pain, because that means it is shorter there, right? But now that you are pulling the body forward with both sides, it balances out wonderfully. Where you are shorter on the right side, there is the greater stretch, and eventually after a few days, after a few weeks, you will have the same feeling when this one-sided tension is stretched out. And now it gets a little more specific. Now we are going into the lateral stretch. And now it is important if you have lower back pain on the right side. Then you have to stand against the wall with your right side, like Joanna is standing now, or the other way around with your left side, right? Depending on where you have your pain. Now go with your right arm up against the wall and place your right foot behind the left one to the left. Right foot behind the left to the left. As far as possible, yes, a little further. Keep trying. Look, try to come over here.
Okay.
Yes, yes. You bend a little your left leg, if necessary, and push it as far as necessary to the right against the wall. Okay? Or near the wall. So. And now you can already feel that the leg goes away there, and by supporting yourself with your hand on top, you can also take the angle a little more like this, then it starts to pull in at the back, sideways. And now you go in as deeply as possible, lean further and further in there, come with the torso to the left, with the pelvis to the right. You just have to always align yourself nicely when you do it, so that it fits with the distance, and if you notice, you would like to get the stretch a little higher. Then you simply go a bit higher with your hand and press yourself further over, then the upper side of the body with the stretches comes in even more.
Okay.
You also do this again for 2 to 2.5 minutes, increasing gradually, and then slowly come out. And we will do the last exercise on the chair. Sit on the chair like Joanna, and now try 2 things no matter where the pain is. You are trying 2 things. You rotate your torso as far to the right as possible and support this rotation with your hands on the chair. Pull yourself up on the chair, also take the other hand, keep going to the right exactly, and take your legs outwards so that you hit the backrest here. If the chair has no backrest, then you hook your legs into the chair legs so that the body does not slide. And then you turn as far as possible. At some point it will start to pull, and then you do the same to the other side. And then you decide where it pulls more. And if you have pain on one side, then you will be able to rotate significantly less than the other. And this is the side that you need to practice more. Do you also notice a difference, or is it the same for you?
I actually notice a difference on the right side. More pulling, there it pulls more.
And you would practice on the right side now, even if you may not really have any pain. But stretch into the side where you have pain at home, where it's most noticeable, and combine that with the other exercises. So, and now it's about if you have pain in the upper part of your back on one side. You can still do this exercise even if you have pain in the lower part, because your entire back will still feel much better. Because it affects a larger area, not just the area that we are stretching. You choose a corner of the room or a door frame. We have the corner here. Joanna, stand in the corner and now take your arms horizontally to the side. First, not against the wall, just take it to the side first and then a bit higher, a hand's width higher. And then walk towards the wall, keeping your arms fully extended. This is the basic position now. And now you take 1 foot forward and 1 foot a little bit backward. That is usually the right distance. And then you run with the upper end of the sternum, or rather move your upper end of the sternum further towards the corner. You can leave the head straight. And then you already notice you are a little more flexible on the left side than on the right, right? Yes, that also pulls in really well. The right shoulder is already much further in the stretch than the left. Normally, if you have pain in the upper back more on the right side, then the right shoulder area will be less flexible than the left. And when you are standing right in front of the corner, then you can feel exactly where the greater stretching occurs. And then you go in there again for another 2 to 2.5 minutes.
Does it matter which foot is in front?
That doesn't matter. It's just about being able to support yourself with one foot forward to adjust well and the other back so that you are then stable overall. Come out after 2 to 2.5 minutes and you will have a completely different feeling. Go out quickly and turn to Martin and feel how it feels. Describe it.
So I already feel more upright. Directly upright, and here in front everything is free.
You will love it. And now we do the same thing again on the mat. Before we continue with the final exercises, a quick question. I explain all of this very, very thoroughly. It takes longer, but more information is conveyed. Please write if you like when I explain in such detail. Please make a comment. It is best to write directly after the video now. So the last exercise. You lie on your stomach. Yes, lay down properly, rest your head, and depending on which side is pulling more, for us it's the right side. Here, right and there, right, then you go over with the right hand until the arm is stretched, and then again like at the wall from the corner. 10 degrees higher, about a hand's breadth, and place it on the right shoulder if possible. There it's not like that. It hangs a little, right?
Yes.
Okay, but it's fine, then it fits right away. And now please stretch your left leg 30 centimeters to the left. No, extended.
Oh yes, extended.
Exactly. And the right leg forward. Yes, yes. We are now positioning the body in such a way that the angle between the arm and the torso does not change during the rotation. And you raise your left hand as if you were doing a push-up. And now you turn to the left, and as you turn, you stick out your left knee. And you try to keep your right shoulder down, and now you notice, what do you notice?
It pulls. It pulls.
And now we go in as far as we can, and for those who are watching, until you can just about bear it. And you go as far now into the rotation as Joanna does, until you notice it's getting so intense I have to counteract here now, and there you stop, stay. Then the whole thing stretches, the tissue gives way, you go a little further in, and you do this for 2 to 2.5 minutes, and then slowly come out again. This last exercise is perfect to counteract the one at the wall. I am pretty sure that you have a good chance of getting rid of your problem, whether it's in the upper back or lower back, or maybe even both. If you feel like doing a lot for your back, I have something very special for you, namely the 7-day back challenge. Click here and join in. I look forward to seeing you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.